Yeah, the way I met Pun was it was interesting. My experience with him, it was kind of I owe him a lot more than people probably realize. How did it happen? It was this dude named Sunkiss who was signed to Bystone. I got Sunkiss stories too.
Yeah.
But
Everybody got stories.
Shouts to Sunkiss. It was he always used to tell me that like he was real tight with Pun. And he's like, yo, one day I want y'all to hook up. I'm telling you, y'all can do some great records together, blah, 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 whatever. So there was this group called One Life to Live that was on Bystorm. And they did a Bystorm posse cut and Sunkiss was on it. One Life to Live got dropped. Their album never came out. But that beat was, I did that beat for them for the posse cut. So Sunkiss called me one day like 6 months later, like, yo, I know you thought I was lying, but Pun want to get on the phone with you in 5 minutes and he wants that beat, the One Life to Live beat. So I said, yeah, all right. So then 5 minutes later, my phone rings and I'm like, hello? I'm like, who is this? He's like, it's Pun, come to the Bronx. I'm like, what? He's like, come to the Bronx. So I get up there. And I jumped right in the car service, went to his crib, and we chopped it up for like half an hour. And I played him like one or two CDs of beats, and he picked 4. And then while we were sitting there in the crib, he was telling me that he was trying to set up a studio in his house. And he's like, I just went to Sam Ash. I feel like they kind of robbed me. I don't know anything about studios or engineering, but I just went in there and told them I wanted to build a studio, and they sold me like a bunch of stuff, and I spent like $190,000.
Wow.
So I'm looking at his crib, and I'm like, yo, they got you good, because they had sold him like, general audience might not understand what I'm about to say, but the producers in here will. Like they sold him an O2R and a Mackie. They sold him D88s and ADATs. Yeah. Like they basically sold him like 3 studios worth of stuff in one. So I'm looking around the room. And I'm like, yo, you don't need this if you got this. You don't need this if you got this. Like, I was like, you got your receipts? He's like, nah, I threw them out. I don't even know where they at. So I started breaking down to him what he needed to keep and what he didn't need. And he was like, yo, let me ask you something. When I'm ready to, cause I think he was redoing his house or something. And he's like, when I'm finished redoing my house and I'm ready to build a studio, will you come back and help me, just figure out, how to put this all together? So I'm like, yeah, whatever you need, that's what I'll do. He said, all right, take whatever you want. I said, what? He said, go ahead, take whatever you want. So I'm like, you mean anything that's in here in this room right now, I can take it. He's like, yeah, this was like 98, so I'm still broke. Like I had maybe sold a couple of beats. I was maybe making like $500 a week. And this man we sitting here with $200,000 worth of gear talking about I can take anything I want. I ran out his crib so fast to the car, to the driver, told the driver, yo, pull back. I left his crib with 2 D88s, the remote, cards from my O2R, and a computer. I walked out of his crib with like 15,000 to 20 grand worth of stuff, and that was my first time meeting him. And he was like, yo, just be a man of your word, and when I call you and I need your help, put this all together, don't forget me. I said, all right, no problem. He said, all right, cool, see you later. And he picked 2 beats. Didn't try to talk me down on the beats, still gave me a good amount of money for the beats and gave me all the gear, and I didn't even know. But that's what allowed me to really set up my first studio in my crib where I could actually make real records, So if it wasn't for him, I might not have been able to do that. So that's my Pun story. And then we did 2 records. We actually did 3, but I think 2 of them got used. One was called Wrong Ones with Sunkiss on it, and Off With His Head with was that Prospect? Prospect and Opera Steve.
Yeah. You got that HBO beat too.
Yeah, the HBO beat was crazy.
I just found that cassette too.
I wish that could have happened. I know that was never gonna get clear, but the beat was so crazy. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my Pun story.
Just Blaze in the house, man. Thank you for that, man. We rocking.